Hello friends, and welcome back to this video. This is the second time I'm filming this intro. I already started this video and then my phone decided to combust and just turn off, which was really great, and it didn't save what I recorded, so I'm gonna have to record that part again. It's okay, it was only like a couple minutes of me talking about some books, so we're all good with that. But welcome to this video. Today we are doing a book haul of every single book I've gotten since my last book haul, which was a very long time ago. It was like maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. I don't remember. But since then, I have become a book buying crazy person, and I'm trying to cool it down this year. We'll see about that. I've already bought 2 books, so I don't know about that. But I did buy a lot of books, and I'm very excited to show them to you. So let us begin. Also, if you recognize this shirt, Kat from Paperback Dreams wears this shirt a lot in her videos, and I found it. I always thought it was like such a cool shirt. I just thought it was so weird and like just the best thing ever. So I found it online on this website that was recommended to me by like my Instagram. It just promoted me, this random website, and I saw this shirt on it and I was like, I need to buy it. So I got it for Christmas and I'm very excited that I have it and I wear it all the time and it's great. Okay, anyways, let's begin with the book haul. First book on my list is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I just finished this yesterday and wow, this like deserves whatever hype it got. I never watched anybody's reading vlogs about this book because I was too scared of spoilers, so I don't know if people enjoyed it or not, but I enjoyed it and it was so good. And I think Stephanie Meyer does such a good job of getting in the head of Edward, because this is basically just Twilight but in Edward's perspective, so it's the same but also very different in many ways. And since he's a mind reader, we also get to experience everybody else's mind, and we get to hear their POVs too through the lens of Edward, which is so cool. And I think this is so well written, and honestly my favorite Twilight book, I think. I'm not sure. Also, I understand why there's a pomegranate on it because it's talked about in the book, which is pretty cool because I love understanding the cover art for books. And yeah, it was just good. I didn't expect it to be good. I also listened to the audiobook, so I like flew through it and it was a fun time. I would definitely recommend it to people. Next up is The Son of Neptune and the Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. I got these during my first semester of college because I had this weird desire to read these books. I have no idea why. Like, I literally have no reason why I had the strong desire to read them, but I just wanted to read them and feel the nostalgia of me reading them in middle school. So I picked them up and never got to them, but I still have the strong desire to read them, so I'm going to be reading them this year soon. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of books on my list that I want to read, but yeah, I got these 2 because I didn't have the second and third book, but I had the rest. Also, these covers, beautiful. Okay, next book on my list is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. This is my favorite book of all time, like one of my favorite books of all time. I have a list and this is on it. I read this last year. So relatable. It's basically about being an Asian and being an American and being an Asian American. The main character in this book is Korean and he struggles with the fact that he is part of he has to navigate 2 different parts of himself. He has to navigate the part of him being Korean and then also him being American, and how he goes about that is what's in this book. It's marketed as this romance, but I think it's more just about the main character and his experiences. And obviously there's a little romance thrown in there, but I don't think that's the main point of the book. I still love that it's called Frankly in Love because the main character's name is Frankly, and I think that's a really good title and a really good cover, but I really don't like that it's a romance. I get it because you get more people to buy it if you say it's a romance, but it's just not. It's just about a human experiencing life and then falling in love as well, but like, it's fine. Okay, next books on my list is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green and A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. I got these for Christmas. My family does Secret Santa every year, and my mom gave these to me because she was my Secret Santa. So I haven't read them yet, but I'm very excited to. I love Hank Green. All I do is watch all of his YouTube videos, and then I watch his TikToks because I think his TikToks are the funniest thing in the entire universe. So, love that. Very excited for these books. I've also heard it's like very good at commenting on modern stuff in our lives, like technology and YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get to it. The next book in my haul is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Another book that I have read already. It was a fun time. It was so good. That ending though, I am scared for the next book. So this is basically just a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but told through 20th century China. And there's like gangs instead of family royalty, but the gangs are basically royalty in this version. And it's really fun. It's really good. Also, oh, this book was also gifted to me by my friend, and the naked hardcover is just so beautiful as well. Okay, next up, the entire, I don't even know what this is called, Reaper in the Gates trilogy, Ember in the Ashes trilogy, Ember in the Ashes series, I don't know. I got this series because I've been slowly like getting these books. I got this one, well no, I got these two together, and then I got these a couple months after, even though I still haven't read the first two. And I'm just excited because I've heard so much about this series, and I know that the last book, Torch Against the Night, came out, and Torch Against the Knife? I don't know what it's called, but I'm very excited to read it because I've heard so much about the series, and I've heard how it crushes you. It's also enemies to lovers, which we love, we already know. I hope to get to it soon. Next book I picked up is Lovely War by Julie Berry. This is something set, like, it's a historical fiction, but there's something with mythology that has to do with the story. I've heard Aphrodite is an important part of this book. I'm not sure. I'm just very excited because I think the cover is beautiful and the spine is beautiful. And it was basically a cover buy, but I've also heard a lot about this book. I haven't read much historical romance, so I think this is a good place to start, since I don't think the importance of this book is the historical romance. Okay, let me start over. So this is a historical fiction novel with a little bit of mythology in it, but I don't think historical fiction is the main point of this book. I think the mythology is the whole point. I don't know what this book is about. I just bought it because of the beautiful cover, and this is a cover buy. I usually never have cover buys, but I heard someone talking about this book and about how much they loved it, so that also pushed me to buy it. But I don't know much about it. I kind of just know that there's some romance, there's something with Aphrodite, yeah, and something about judgment on Mount Olympus. I don't know. I'm excited though. Also, this cover is beautiful and it matches my shirt. Okay, next book on my list. So, if you couldn't tell by all these books, I am going on a crazy Brandon Sanderson binge. And the first book I bought was Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Still haven't read it, but I'm very excited to read it. And I also bought the entire paperback versions of the Stormlight Archive. This is my favorite cover. Oathbringer is just so beautiful, and I think this spine is really well done compared to the other ones. Bought those, and then as you can see here, I bought, oh my gosh, okay, I bought Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and I bought Starsight, and I bought Arcanum Unbounded, the first Mistborn trilogy, and that includes The Hero of Ages, The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension, and the second Mistborn trilogy, which includes The Alloy of Law, Shadows of Self, and The Bands of Mourning. I bought these all for Christmas. I wanted to treat myself because I got a little burnt out after the first semester of college, mainly because of it being online and like Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, which was so annoying for me. I'm a need to be in person, so I wanted to treat myself with some books. I obviously don't want to go in person right now since we have a pandemic going on and I could literally spread the virus to everyone or get it myself, which would absolutely suck. But at the same time, being online is really frustrating, so I treated myself. Last book for the Brandon Sanderson, I think, is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. You know it's by Brandon Sanderson. I don't know why I had to say that. I read this one. Very good. It was such a fun time. I didn't realize it was like a mystery, but it is like a fantastical mystery type story, and it was so good, and I have a whole reading vlog for it. You should check it out, and I really enjoyed it. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, and I'm really glad I enjoyed it because that means I'm gonna like enjoy the journey I take with the rest of Brandon Sanderson's books, since this was my first read. I almost read Elantris first, and I'm very happy I didn't because I've heard Elantris isn't as good as the rest. Good read. Very excited for the next parts of my Brando Sando journey. Next up, I got the entire Alice Oseman series. This was also a treat for Christmas that I bought myself. I bought Solitaire and Loveless. I also bought, oh my gosh, I have so many books around me. I also bought I Was Born for This Winter, and Nick and Charlie, which I should probably read Nick and Charlie because I think I can read it now that I've read all the Heartstopper books, but I also don't know the order of this, so I'm reluctant to read these until I figure out the entire order. I think I have to start with Solitaire and then go in publication order, but I'm not too sure. Also, I know that I don't have to read every single one in perfect order. I'm very aware of that, and you can just read them all as standalones. However, I really care about reading things in publication order because I like going on the same journey the author went through as they wrote the books. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing that once I figure out the entire order. There's a bunch of videos online of what the order is, so I'm just going to look those up. And I think Alice Oseman posted a document of how to read them, or like suggested reading. So I think I'm also going to look at that before I start my Alice Oseman journey. I've already read Radio Silence. Beautiful book, one of my favorite books of all time. And I've already read Heartstopper 1, 2, and 3. I'm very excited for 4. That is one of my most anticipated releases of 2021. Next up, Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I also bought this book. This one I actually bought in January because I just felt like I needed the physical version. So then anytime I'm like feeling sad or like need something to relate to, I can just dip into this book and read it. It's a pretty fast read, and I can annotate the crap out of it, which I also find really exciting. I get to actually annotate this book instead of reading it digitally as I did the first 2 times I read it. Okay, the next books that I got are Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler. So this book I got because of Injuri's reading lives. What is it called? Oh, slow reading. So she's doing a slow read of all of Octavia E. Butler's books, and I was really excited for that because I love her YouTube. It's Onyx Pages on YouTube, and I love her YouTube. I love watching all her videos. I was very excited to read this book. I got halfway through, and then I got really busy with school, so I couldn't continue with the live read, and they're already on the second book, and I really just need to catch up to them, and it makes me sad that I couldn't, but hopefully soon I'll be able to catch up by reading this book and then reading Mind of My Mind. And then I think there's 2 more. It's a 4-book series, but then there's this 5th book. I don't know. I haven't done too much research on how any series work or how I should read them, if you couldn't tell already. But very excited to continue my journey. Also, I really want to read Parable of the Sower because everybody has said that is one of the greatest science fiction books ever. And I need to know what that beautiful writing is. Next up on my list is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I bought this book while I bought Radio Silence. It was like, I was almost about to say there was a deal. There was no deal. I bought it because I wanted to read this before I read Rule of Wolves. Nikolai was one of my favorite characters in the Throne of Glass series, so I'm excited to dive back into the Grishaverse. I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom last year, very recently, and it was a good time. The next books I got were the entire A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. Actually, I don't think it's a trilogy since A Court of Silver Flames is coming out. I think it's just series. I'm not sure how it works. Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and A Court of Mist and Fury. That wasn't in the correct order, but I think everybody knows the correct order and I don't have to do it in the right one. But I'm very excited to read these because there's so much hype about them and I just need to know, because if I don't know, then I'm going to be sad. And these aren't good books. Like, I already know A Court of Thorns and Roses is not a spectacular, stellar series, but the hype around them makes me so interested in reading them. They're also enemies to lovers. I think there's also a love triangle in there. And I read Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. Best book of last year. One of my best books of last year. And it was so, so good. And I know this is going to be very different since this was YA and that is adult. But I'm still excited. Okay, we're almost at the end of this journey. I picked up Jade City by Fonda Lee. Very excited about this. I've heard it is a family drama mixed in with some urban fantasy, which I haven't read much urban fantasy, but the ones I have read, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, have been very good. So I want to read this, and that's why I picked it up. Duh. Also, Jade War just came out, and I don't know what the last one's called, but the last one's coming out this year, I hope. So I'm going to be reading this when it's closer to the date of the last one getting released, so then I can binge read it. Also, I'm excited to dive more into urban fantasy, so that's why I've been picking up books like Jade City. I've also had my eyes on getting The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, which is another urban fantasy that I've heard lots about. Also, the cover of that book is so, so beautiful. So I need to get it, kind of for the cover, kind of not for the cover. The last book that I have bought since my last book haul, clearly it's been a crazy, crazy book buying year. And hopefully I can cool it down so I can save some of my money. But if I didn't spend my money on books, what the heck else would I spend it on? I don't know. So, A Lot's Away by Darcy Little Badger. My friend got this for me because we did a little Secret Santa thing. No, we didn't do a Secret Santa. We did a book exchange. We didn't do a book exchange either. We did a gift exchange between the two of us. And she got me A Lot's Away by Darcy Little Badger. Beautiful cover. Also, is this not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Yes, I do believe so. I got this because I heard Books and Lala talking about A Lot's Away, and she gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and she absolutely loved it. And a lot of other people started buying the book because of her. And then she talks about the book in like almost every video, so I'm very excited to read it because of that. And I've heard it's amazing, so I'm very, very excited. Also, it's by an Indigenous author. So yeah, that is the last book that I got for this book haul. Well, for me to read, which I am showing you in this book haul. I didn't get it for the book haul. My mouth is tired of talking and my throat hurts, and I'm tired of sitting here. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will not be having one of these soon because I really, really don't want to be buying a bunch more books, but we'll see. I just remembered I bought 2 more books. Hold on. The last 2 books that I forgot about were The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett and The Mothers by Britt Bennett. Picked these up. Actually got this from Noelle Gallagher. I won a giveaway on her Instagram and she sent me this book. I got this at Barnes & Noble in the clearance section. I don't know why it was in the clearance section. This is like a full hardcover book with a very pretty cover and a famous author. I don't know. But yeah, those are my last books. Okay, that is the end of this. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is the end of this book haul. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope not to have another book haul soon because that means I will have bought too many books and spent too much money. I hope that doesn't happen. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!